Adulting is ghetto. That was the most awkward silence I've ever experienced in my life. Come on in, y'all, and wipe your feet. Welcome to I Can't Relate, the podcast where we tackle the highs, the lows, and downright messy moments of love, life, dating, sex, and so much more. I'm Talisha Marie, something like your favorite cousin, you know? So let's get this conversation on the road. All right, y'all, today's conversation, we're going to be talking about adulting is ghetto. Man, adulting is ghetto. How many of y'all can relate? I'm gonna give y'all a little scenario to just get the party started. We're gonna do an icebreaker. I remember when I moved out of my mama's house, I think I was 19. No, I believe I might have been 20. I was 19 or 20 and I moved out of her house. You know, I didn't know nothing about light bills. And I don't know if this apply anywhere in the US, but where I'm from, if you 1 penny short, baby, they gonna cut your water off. They gonna cut your lights off. You hear me? And this one time I was late. I wasn't late. I thought I paid the right amount and I underpaid. I believe by maybe a couple of dollars, $1 or $2, y'all. $1 or $2. That was the most awkward silence I've ever experienced in my life. When them lights went out, while I was in the house, I think I was in my kitchen. Baby, that's something you'll never forget. I was in my kitchen and it just and the silence was a different type of silence, y'all. I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I paid my light bill. I called my mom on the phone. She told me to call the light company, make sure I paid enough, or make sure it wasn't no somebody didn't hit a pole or something like that. Y'all, I called the light company. They told me I was short. I said, y'all cut me off for a couple of dollars. Baby, they cut my ass off. You hear me? And then back then, it's different than now. But back then, if your lights got turned off, whatever your total bill is or was, you had to freaking pay the entire bill. Now, you may have only had to pay $150. Your total overall bill was maybe $300. Now you got to pay them, whatever you missed, you got to pay the full bill. So now you got to add or get you a couple of more dollars to pay the rest of it. And man, that was the worst kind of silence I've ever experienced. I feel like thus far. It was just so different. I don't know if y'all ever experienced having your lights get cut off and while you in the house doing something and everything just go completely silent. So child, I think I cried and everything, baby. I was like, no way, Jose. So, I feel like when we say adulting is ghetto, cause I know we be tired of paying bills. Like when we were younger, we didn't have to worry about that kind of shit. We all we had to do was get up, go to school. Shit, we really didn't want to get up and go to school because we were lazy and probably stayed up all night talking on the phone, watching TV or playing the video games, sneaking. Cause my mama, we had to go to bed by a certain time, but she didn't just come in our rooms and just check. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, we didn't have a care in the world, basically. We didn't have to worry about the bills. We had to clean, but it wasn't our house. So it wasn't it's a different type of responsibility once you become an adult and get your own place. You gotta, cause you're gonna want to make sure your own shit clean. And now you see what your mom was talking about when you have to fuss at your own children. If you have children, once you became an adult. So you got the bills, you got the cleanliness of the house. You got to go to work. Just like school, it just switched over to work cause you had to go to school. You couldn't just use a child. You couldn't stay at home. You had to get the good grades. So you had to go to school. So you was kind of on a set schedule. And school kind of prepares you for the work life, I would say. Because, you on a set schedule, Monday through Friday. Probably from 7 to 3 or 7 to 2 or 8 to 4, however your school went. And so you know what I'm saying, we was already on a set schedule, like it was a work schedule. So now you done graduate high school. You probably some of us probably went to college, some maybe didn't, some maybe just went ahead and got a job or took up a trade and, you know, went straight on to a warehouse or whatever the case, whatever you did. But you had to go to work. That's what I'm trying to get to the bottom of. Regardless if you had to go to school, and even when you finished college, once you became that adult, you start having to be responsible for your own clothes. If you accumulated your own bills, like a credit card, or maybe got you a car, or moved out and got your own apartment, now you're responsible for your own bills. And so I remember when I was younger, coming up, I used to try to put my age up when talking to boys. Like, I don't know why, cause I looked so young. I was thin as wind. I was skinny as a toothpick. I could hula hoop through a Cheerio. All them little chicks people used to say about the skinny folk, that was me. But you know, like in my teenage years, I would put my age up a little fast or whatever. But I would put my age up, and you know, you don't have a care anywhere. You just was glad when Friday came, so you could stay up late on the weekends. You can get up early in the morning, cause then that's when we got up early. When we didn't have to go to school that Saturday morning, 9 times out of 10, most of us was waking up at 6, 7 in the morning, because my favorite cartoons came on Saturday mornings. So at like 6 o'clock, I'm up watching the Smurfs, Tom and Jerry, Chip and Dale. That was my shit. That was my shit. And so we ain't had no care in the world. Mama still getting up in the morning. Sometimes, you know, mama probably had to work on the weekend, but we can sleep in if we wanted to. Mama gone off to work or whatever. You got to worry about, if you got a house, you got to worry about your yard work now. You got to worry about the bills. You got to worry about going to work, getting a job to make enough money to pay for the bills. And you want to maintain that lifestyle you had when you were living with your mama, right? Yeah, and your daddy. Because, you know, you probably was able to get more, if not all the things you wanted, most of the things you wanted. And whatever you got, period, you didn't have to work for it. All you had to do was go and ask for it. And you know, mama, it was up to mom and daddy to go out and to provide. So you don't give a damn if the shoe's $200. You just going out to, you know, you just asking mom, tell mom, I want them new pair of Jordans. So back in our days, it was like Reeboks, K-Swiss. We were doing Nike and stuff like that, but Jordan wasn't as popular until I got up in my teenage years. For the kids in school, we was in another line, babe. Fila. Yeah, I'm showing my age now, babe. I'm showing my age. But yeah, so we didn't, you know, we asked for stuff when we wanted to probably go with our friends to the skating rink, out to eat, to the movies, go walking in the mall. We needed money to do all this. So all we knew and thought, go ask my parents. Tell my parents, can I go? Oh, I need some money too. And so we never thought like, dang, do our parents really got it? Because, you know, some parents, you know, are the type of parents that they want to be a provider. They want you to have not only your needs, but they want to meet some of your wants or most of your wants, right? And so we never thought like, okay, what about my mama? Do she really got the money? Should I just sit this one out and not go? We ain't think about no shit like that. We wanted to go. We wanted to go have fun. And all we know is we needed our mamas to say yes. We just need them to say yes. Whether we had a friend to come ask mama, can I go to the mall? Mama, can I go to the movies? Mama, can I go to Celebration Station? You know, all that good stuff back in the day. And that's all we wanted to know. We wanted to just hear yes, basically. And so, hell, I mean, we just never thought like how hard our parents had to actually work for their damn money. How they had to probably work extra hours so they could make sure we got extra stuff. We ain't think about none of that stuff. And so now fast forward, we graduating high school or whatever, or graduating college, because if some kids went on to win college, for the most part, if you didn't go live on campus and you stayed at home with your family still took care of you basically while you were in college. For some people, I ain't gonna say everybody. Some people probably had to still go get a job and go to college, unfortunately. But for the most part, your family, your parents probably still say, okay, I'm gonna take care of you because you're still trying to go to school and further your career, further your education, so you can't have a career type thing. And so boom. But once it was all said and done, it was time to go get a job, boo-boo. Because if you didn't go to college after high school, mom and dad look at you like, what you finna do? Because you ain't finna just lay up in here all day, sleep all day. You know what I'm saying? What you finna do with your life? Almost immediately, like, oh, you don't want to go to college? What you gonna do? What you finna do? Because you got to get the hell up out of here after a certain time, you know? So we get our jobs and stuff when we got 18, 19. Some probably had jobs as teenagers when they was like 16, had a little Pizza Hut job or something like that. But when you get out into the real world and think you're grown, you start smelling yourself when you graduate. So now you like, can't wait to get my own place. Ugh, tired of living here. Because sometimes you still got to follow mama rules. I don't care if you're 18, 19, 20, 21. If you still living in my household, I still got rules that you got to follow. And that's on period. But so back in the day, you know, my mama didn't. The reason I moved out because I wanted privacy. I wanted to have my boyfriend be able to come over and not have to leave after a certain time. I wanted to have that freedom and that privacy, period. Because, you know, the older you get, you want your privacy. And me being a girl, I was the only girl in the house beside my mama. I had two brothers and then my stepdad. So by me being the only girl, and I did have my little boyfriends or whatever, and, you know, I wanted my little privacy. I didn't want to have to just sit in the living room. Then I got my brothers there. They gonna snitch on me if I have boys in the house while my mama at work or whatever. So once I got an age, I had my first daughter, I was just ready to roll. I needed my space. I needed more space anyway because I had a child at this point and we were sharing a room. So I think at 19, I believe it was at 20. I know it was before I turned 21 that I moved out. It's just so blurry because I was still staying at my mom's house, even though I had went and got me an apartment. You know, I still stayed at my mom's house. And so, and I'm gonna tell that story too, because that's a part of adulting as well. But the lines are kind of blurred because I moved out, got my first apartment. It was based on income, y'all, to be honest. But the based on income, I was like, damn, I went toured it. I went looked around. It was quiet. I had a cousin lived out there. She was older. Like, if I moved over there when I was 19, 20, she probably was in her late 30s or something like that. Yeah, she had to be in her late 30s if I was 20, early 40s. I'm going to say around probably her 40s. Yeah, maybe her late 40s. So anyway, it was quiet. The apartments was nice. I think they had kind of remodeled them and everything. I was like, okay, these based on income? They cool to be based on income, right? Wasn't nothing going on when I first moved over there. So boom, you know, I was in there a little bit. Can't remember how long. But one day, me and my cousin, we had came back to my apartment because I had to come get some. We was going to, I think my cousin was having a reception after their wedding, and I was coming home to change clothes or get something. Why a damn rat? It wasn't a rat, I'm over there. It was a little mouse, but it was a rat to me. Flew out the damn closet. Flew out my living room closet when I opened the door. Boy, did I jump on that countertop in my kitchen? I don't know what my other cousins did, because all I know is I jumped like a rabbit and got on top of it. I jumped like a kangaroo or something. And I was on top of my kitchen counter. I'm screaming like, where it go? Everybody just, Baby, I hurried up and went on while I had the chance. I packed a few little clothes. Baby, we was out the door. And so I think I went back with my mama. Like, I would come back and forth to get clothes and stuff, get stuff for me and my baby. And I think I stayed at my mama's house for 6 months before I finally went back to that apartment and stayed and spent the night. 6 months. My mama, you could tell the little mouse had been eating on stuff, had got in my bed, y'all, because you could tell by it be chewing up how the little paper be looking and stuff. So it had chewed up my little shit on my bed, little stuff around the floor, probably had little droppings or whatever. I couldn't do it. So I had moved back in, and that's a part of adulting. Adulting is ghetto because Who told me I had to kill mice and bugs and shit when I moved out? That was left up to like my daddy, my mama, or my brothers. Like when I lived with my mama, I ain't have to worry about catching on mice. We didn't have mice in my house when I was living with my mama. But I'm just saying, like, stuff like that, if you get the water bugs, you know, when it's cold outside, the water bug coming. Like, my mama and my dad be responsible for killing stuff like that, not me. So, that's a part of being, you know, gotta figure out, who do I call? You gotta call the office so the people can come out and put traps down or whatever they do. But my cousin's boyfriend ended up coming over there because my mama had put a trap down. And when we had gave it a couple of days, a week or something, whatever, and my cousin was like, had got her boyfriend to come over there to check and see if it was dead, see if he got caught. Baby got caught. He picked that damn trap up and was trying to run around with us with that damn thing. But woo, child. I say all to say that's a part of being an adult, and that is ghetto as hell. You got to kill a damn mouse if one gets in your house. I ain't got time for that. I'm scared of bugs. I'm scared of animals. I'm all types. I don't fool with it. It's not my cup of tea, and I'm gonna be honest. So those are two scenarios, the two examples of me, my lights getting cut off as far as the bills. Gotta know how to call the light company. So I gotta call my mama to be like, Mom, what I'm supposed to do? Thought I was grown and shit, ready to move out. Didn't think about the bills, because although it was based on income, I did work. So I wasn't just sitting over, just rent free. I was still, was working or whatever. So, but my rent still wasn't that much. But it's just a simple fact. You got to make sure you got money set aside now for your rent. Them nice shoes you was getting at first, all that stuff, now it got to come out of your pocket. And now that it got to come out of your pocket, you probably ain't even buying them and wearing the new Jordans and doing the shopping for clothes and getting your hair and nails done, all that stuff, as much as you was when you was a teenager, a young adult, when you were living with your parents, because they was footing the bill for all of that. So it wasn't hurting your pockets. You ain't have to come out of pocket for nothing. But now that you do, you like, damn, this stuff expensive. Do I want to pay $200 for some damn Jordans? Or my light bill $200 and the new Jordans coming out Saturday. You got to pay that light bill or your shit gonna be off, or you got to pay the rent, whatever's due. Now you got to make a decision probably. Like, dang, do I want to, or I can get both, but then I'm gonna be broke. I gotta wait till I get paid again type thing. So adulting is ghetto. And I'll say it gets even more ghetto as your kids grow up. As your kids grow up to be young adults, you have kids of your own. Now you find yourself telling them all the stuff that your mama used to tell you when you were young. Now it's like, damn, kind of like to practice what you preach. Because in the beginning, I wasn't practicing what I was preaching or however it go. But you got to start raising your kids to be young, successful, nice, kind, people in the world. Like, you got to raise these little humans up to be, good people in the world and, to succeed and stuff. And now you got a whole nother worry. But that's a whole nother conversation we going to get in about the adultness, ghetto, raising young adults. But you got to do all of that. Now you got the responsibility of not only your bills and trying to take care of yourself and buy yourself nice things. Now you got children. So the cycle, it just goes on and on and on. It just flows over into your children. Like, what? And then, if you want to get a car note or whatever. But back then, I had, all my cars was cash car. I had cash cars. I didn't get because back then, like, I was spoiled. I'm going to say it. I was spoiled back, when I was growing up, and even as an adult, just to keep it real. Not as much now, but like when I was my 20s and I say my early 30s, still spoiled, still could, whatever. So my mama would have a car, and when she was like, oh, I want to upgrade my car, I'm about to pay this car off, she would give me the car that she paid off. I would get each car. I had like, I think 2 of her cars. When she paid it off, she wanted another car. So she would tell me, oh, you can get this car, because I had kids. My brothers didn't have kids, and I'm the oldest. So I had kids, and I was working. So I guess it was kind of like, okay, she got kids, make sure she got good transportation and this and that. So I didn't experience how it felt to have a car note up until, I'm 41, y'all. Up until maybe 7 years ago, I got my first car in my name. And that's what I mean, spoiled. Like, when she gave me her cars, I was responsible for the maintenance of the car and all that stuff. But I had never had to experience that. Like, I bought cash cars on my own too. So, but as the years went on and she upgraded, it was like I was getting an upgrade too. So yeah. So those are kind of like the ghetto part of it, of adulting. I would say, let's talk about more of the joys of adulting. Like, cause you got those were the cons. We get the cons on out the way so we can end off on a good note. You know what I'm saying? So the pros are, I feel like you ain't got no rules when it come to your house, as far as you don't have a set time you got to come in the house. You ain't got no curfew. You know, some parents probably was like, I don't care if you're 20, 21, you still living with me. You got a certain time that you need to dot my door. Or if you ain't here by a certain time, stay where you're at. Like cooking in the house, maybe at a certain time, or maybe you buy your own food and then other people eating your shit up, and it's like, damn, man, every time I put something in the refrigerator that you buy, somebody else eat it up. So you got the joys of just having your privacy, your independency, making decisions on your own. Like, I would say you don't have to necessarily get your mom's or your dad's approval on stuff, because like, it's your life at this point. You're grown, you got your own place, so you're free to move around how you want to. Like, you if you like your house to be a certain way, you clean up a certain way. Or if you don't want to clean up, you ain't got to worry about nobody. You need to clean up that room, you need to wash them dishes. If I don't feel like making my bed today, guess what? I ain't making my bed, because when I get home from work or whatever, get what I'm finna do? I'm getting right back in it. So, you don't have to worry about stuff like that. I feel like, like decorating your house how you want it, from your living room to your bedroom to your kitchen, buying the type of foods that you like to eat. Like, whether if you want to eat junk food all day or if you want to eat health, whatever, you get you don't have to ask permission for stuff. You decorate your house how you want it, whatever style you like, however you want your feng shui to be. Then that's, saying you can do how you want to do. And I'm going to say, sometimes, even though, you probably got to, especially when you first move out, you got to ask your mom or your dad, mainly your mama, especially when it comes to taking care of business. Mom, how I'm supposed to do this? How I'm supposed to do that? And it's just sometimes the satisfaction of being able to do stuff on your own without having to call your mama or your dad to figure it out. You figure it out on your own, and it's just like something like, oh, that's a relief. That's a good high. Like, you happy that you could do it on your own. It's hard to realize, like, damn, I'm finally an adult. You might have to go to the doctor and fill out these papers now, because your mama don't got to be with you no more, or you trying to do your taxes, or you trying to apply for whatever it is. You ain't gotta call your mom, what I'm supposed to put on this line? It say this. Well, what this mean? Like, you just can absolutely do it on your own and be a full adult. I feel like going to work is easy, but when and that's a part of being an adult, of course, but I'm saying, like, when you can go places and fill out an application without calling your mama and asking what this mean, what should I put right here? You've officially became an adult. Yes, I feel that way. Yep. So to me, those are the small wins of adulthood. Just having your independence and all of those things I just talked about. Those are small wins as an adult. I don't think I don't know if I had any just real bad landlords. I've had situations where, have I really had any situations like with the rental property? Yeah, as far as them needing to come and fix stuff, yeah. But I ain't gonna lie, even though I am 41, if it's certain stuff that I've never experienced, because you're never too old to learn new tricks or learn new things, and it depends on what it is. If I've never experienced it, of course, I'm pretty sure my mama have. I still have to call my mama sometimes, but like filling out papers and stuff like that, I know how to do that. But like if it's a situation with my house or how to make a complaint with this, something that just I've never had to do before, then yes, I will call my mother. I call my mama to this day, and it's a blessing that you can still call your mama. Well, I can still call my mom, and ask her that kind of stuff, because some people mamas don't know what the hell from the root to the tutor. Some of these mamas out here, hell, still children themselves. Or some of us, unfortunately don't have our mothers with us on earth no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's just different scenarios for different people. But yeah, I still call my mom if I absolutely have to. But these days I try to figure it out on my own. Because, at some point you got to think too, like, what if she don't answer the phone when I call? What if she at work? What if she, just not available for me? I got to figure it out on my own. So that's what I do now at my big age of 41. I try to figure it out myself before I call. Because once I call her, baby, then it's going to end up she going to keep up on it until make sure I did it, make sure they fixed it or whatever the case may be. She going to start probably asking me, did you do it? What they say? Did you check them on? You got to make sure. And sometimes I don't want the hassle. So I try to figure it out myself, honey. So, yep, that about sums it up for the adulting is ghetto. I think those are some of the main things as adults, that we have to do. And I'm glad that I'm independent and, can hold my own, and, you might have your times in life where you might need to lean on your parent or parents from time to time, and ain't nothing wrong with it. But as long as I feel like you can pick yourself back up and keep going or finish where you left off type thing, then good to go, because life be lifing. And I'm gonna say to the young adults out there that are still living with their parents, y'all have the privilege to still live with your parents after the age of 21 or older. And especially if you're not going to school, going to college, or saving money to move out, baby, you better cherish it, and you better be saving money for when you do get out on your own. Because as I preach to my children, they got a certain age that they got to be out of my house. I'm just being honest. I like I let y'all be here. Y'all could be here the first 24 years of y'all life. If you ain't in a college, still furthering your education to further your career or start your career, 24 is all I got for you. Up until 24, you don't worry. You ain't gotta pay my rent. You ain't gotta. You know what I'm saying? You might have a small responsibility, because you just can't live here and suck up my air and eat all the food and don't have. But it'll be a small little, percent, very very small, about 2% that you might have to, you know what I'm saying, put in the house. But overall, like, save your money. If you still got the privilege, your parents still letting you live there, save your money. So when you move out, you don't have to be check to check. You can still afford your bills. And if you still want to, if you like to shop, you can still be able to afford to buy you nice things and pay your bills at the same time. So and work on your credit while you're still at mama's house, so when you do move out, you can get somewhere decent, nice to stay. You won't have to go to the ghetto. You won't have to start off in the hood. You can get you somewhere decent, or you can work on your credit. Hey, who knows, you move out at the age of 25, you can go straight to buying your house. So those are just some gems for my younger people that's, still trying to figure it out. Take heed to what I just said. Take it from me. I wish I would have. So, but it is what it is. So I'm going to get out this video. I hope you all enjoyed this conversation. If you got any stories that you want to tell, drop it in the comments below, or you can email me at relatable.af@yahoo.com. And I'm going to end up changing that email to my podcast name, so it won't be no confusion and stuff like that. But for now, that is the email that you can send to me if you got any stories, any advice that you would like me to give to you, or, if you just want to tell a secret. Remember, everything is anonymous. I won't say your name. I just tell your story, and I'll give my 2 cents, okay? So with that being said, thank you for watching this video again. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're watching me right now and you are not subscribed, what are you doing? If you watch me to the end and you ain't subscribed, it must have been something that kept your attention here. So subscribe, turn that bell on so you'll know every time I upload, which is every Tuesday. I think I'm going to try the 8 a.m. or the 9 a.m. But it's going to be premieres up, for a while. So it'll kind of, it'll notify you. So just make sure you subscribe so you can get them notifications every time I get ready to drop a video, okay? And tune in also on Wednesdays, probably at 5 p.m. I'm also going to set premieres for when I go live. I'm going to give it 24 hours after I upload, put out a new episode. And then the Wednesday is going to be like a wind down Wednesday, and I call that session Messy Minutes. We just gonna kind of talk about what I went over in the episode, and just kind of chill for a little bit. It's gonna be kind of like the after show where y'all can give y'all thoughts, and I'll let y'all come on the camera and talk if y'all want to, whatever, what I'm saying. We just gonna get to engaging just like that, okay? And so I'm recording this episode off of my Sony camera, y'all. Normally I record off of my iPhone just because I'm used to recording off my iPhone. But the background you see now, I done switched my whole setup in my living room around. So this is my official podcast, my little decor setting. It's kind of bright in here, so you can't really see that neon light behind me. But yeah, so the videos that you're probably gonna see, I don't know, if you see any videos with the gold background, just know I've updated since then, and this is what it actually looks like. So I pre-recorded about 5 or 6 videos already, so I can make sure I can stay on point with y'all and gain y'all trust and build a community, so y'all know, be looking out for Talisha Marie each and every Tuesday at 8 a.m. I think that's the time I got, 8 a.m. y'all. But like I said, yeah, so let's grow together. Help me build this community. Help me to get monetized. Y'all do y'all part, and I'm gonna for sure do my part, okay? So I'm gonna get out this video, and until next time, I'm out.